Ed just joined. Okay. All right. So,
Hello.
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 Shit, I can't hear you. What the fuck?
Can you hear me
Wait,
now?
1 second.
Anybody hear me?
Yep. You're
Yeah,
good.
you're coming on. Wait, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Ah, wait. Oh, try again. Same thing, I guess.
Hello. I can hear
Uh,
everyone.
All right, good. So what I was thinking is just one more
there we
time.
go.
I was thinking of having everybody just introduce their characters, just so like, because I know a lot of people will forget like whose voice goes to which character.
Sure. A lot of belching and drinking. That's mine.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I figure we can just start in the order that it's at right now. So it's Alex, Ed, Alifem, and then hopefully get Egg in there. Oh, we're missing radio. So yeah, if you guys want to start doing that, and I'll try and see if I can get a hold of him.
He's online. But anyway, I am playing Felix Loran, our resident wizard, human, awkward, nerdy guy. I don't know if we want to do the full introductions again. All right, I am a human cleric, war cleric, and a little bit of a drunkard now and then, but solid as a stone when it comes to duty.
Wait, no, wait, I'm not next.
That's fine. You can go.
Oh no, wait, I am next. Crap. I play Morena, the adorable little bard.
Not just the bard, the adorable little bard.
Yes.
All right. What about you, Alifem?
I'm the druid. I'm the furbolg, kind of tall, and I come from the forest, raised by a treant. And Mornia, what race are you? Are you a human or elf?
I think half elf. Wait, let me check. I have the worst memory. I am. Yeah, half elf.
Okay.
All right. I just want to make sure that everybody was on the same map, the right map. And it looks like radio is not here. So, not responding online, but whatever. Okay, so radio is playing Alan Beaumont, and he's the fighter, human fighter. So I suppose I'll wait just a second for him. I'll wait till like 8:10. If he's not here by then we're just gonna go. If that sounds good with everybody.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
For me.
So did you guys end up watching Tuesday game at all?
Unfortunately, I had something else going on. But if I'm sitting around tomorrow, I'll pop in.
I think I tried to pop in, but yeah.
I got the Curse of Strahd on Tuesday. But hey, I think there's only like 2 more sessions left.
Right. Yeah, Curse of Strahd is really fun. It's the only module I've played. What level are you guys?
A 9.
9. There you go.
We're in the castle now. We just got to find him and beat him.
Yeah. When we played, it was like he pretty much um foregoed the whole castle. It was like we were invited, so he just like led us right to him, like his steward. Yeah. It was like kind of disappointing, but also like quicker to the big battle. I don't know if he just didn't
Yeah.
feel like us exploring the whole thing or whatever, but
Well, no, that's the way it's supposed to go. You get in there, like, usually go at that when you're level like 4 or 5. And you get trounced around a bit. You find a few items. You try to sneak out before everybody dies, and then you come back later.
oh, we never went to his place until the very end.
And we went in and level 4 or 5, we used the invitation. Went in, got a few magic items and stuff, a couple of weapons, and ran out, did a couple levels, and then went back.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what level we were when we ended up fighting him. I think it was like 10 or 11. But we ended up doing like everything that we could. So we got like all of the stuff from the tarot cards. We got all the items and did all the stuff.
Yeah, we're missing about half it. We were too late at the Wizard of Wines there. It all died.
Yeah. So it just happened to work. Like we had a really good role playing group and things just went well. So we had an opportunity to get all the stuff done. It was pretty good overall. I really wish there was more of the I'm trying to think what they're called, but you know, essentially the gypsy, whatever it is they're called. They're like
Stanny, whatever, yeah.
the Stani. Yes. For some reason, I was thinking like the Varani, and I'm like, that isn't. No, that's not what it is. Brain.
So how did we finish off last time after I had to go?
All right. So I don't know, Alex or Alithim. Do you guys want to do the recap?
Just for the end there, or the whole deal?
The whole deal. Doesn't have to be like forever long. Just a brief overview. Jog everyone's memories.
So we met up in whatever it was called, Chen. We all met together, had a little show of power with the guards of the caravan. Loaded up the caravan, helped get that situated away. Went on the caravan for a while. At the first stop, We rested for the night. On the last watch of the night, we got attacked by some, not kobolds, gnolls. Beat that up, but got knocked down a couple times. And what was it? The day after? I don't know how far after, but we got attacked.
Yeah, it was the day after.
Yeah, the day after we got attacked again, and we just finished. But we just finished when that fight was ending. Is that where it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, what did we have for XP? Or did we yet?
I don't do like strict XP. I do more of like either by
Milestones?
session or milestones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I usually don't do like strict milestones, so I'm not gonna set something in my head like you have to go do this, and if it takes you 10 sessions, then you just lose out, you know. So even if you have like a few sessions of like good role play, even if you don't hit the milestone per se, I'll usually be like, okay, you still get a level.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're past the time point, so I'm just gonna start, and if we get in a battle or whatever, then we'll have somebody.
He's hiding
control.
under the couch.
Yeah, we'll have somebody control radio. So, yeah, where we left off. So we left off with Branagor talking to one of the guards about how he was talking to an owl.
Oh, yeah.
And the guard was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So
We also lost Egg again.
yeah, I saw that. It's alright, say la vie. So yeah, so Alphim, you're talking to this guard, telling him about how you were talking to an owl. He's looking at you strangely, and you look around and you just see the small wasteland of gnoll bodies and just blood and stuff kind of ripped open and stuff like that. Everybody's collecting themselves.
I just try to explain to the guard just a bit about where I come from. I don't necessarily have to roleplay that whole conversation, but I if he looks confused, I just want to let him know what's up. I can kind of talk to animals. They can't necessarily talk back to me, but I can talk to them.
All right. He shakes his head and he nods. He's kind of like slowly. Okay, okay then. So, with that, everybody is getting what small amounts of gear and belongings, picking them up. You see they're kind of stacking the bodies off to the side. One sec. Alright, sorry about that. So, yeah, you see everybody picking up and stacking the bodies to the side, getting things ready to go again. And within several minutes, everything is good to go. And you can see there's a little bit of a haste at this point. You can see the mountain lines. They're in your peripherals over the horizon, and you know that that's where, at least the direction of Kermont. You can't see it from here, but you know that it's along the mountain lines. So after several minutes, everybody goes around, and several of those like big buff guys that were stacking all the sacks and the barrels and things like that, they go around and they check, make sure all the horses or mules or whatever are okay, and that everything is accounted for. And then you hear one of them, "All set," and it kind of like goes up the line until it gets to the front coach, and then things start to move back along.
Okay, so I guess we're getting back in position for moving along.
Good to me.
All right. So.
Oh, wait. We didn't thank or talk to Mornia at all after because she joined like right in the fight, didn't she? Or right beforehand?
Yeah, she joined like just a few minutes beforehand. She jumped in one of the empty carts, and then it was right after that these gnolls came over the hill and started charging towards you.
So I guess if she's going to be like riding on the cart too, I'll take up a seat next to her as we head off. Just open up with a, hey, so you can hold drone out there, can't you? You are muted, Egg, if you didn't know that.
Still in shock from the battle.
See, I muted myself on the actual mic too. All right.
That's all good.
I'm glad I joined the fight. It was fun.
Oh yeah, we definitely appreciate it. We're not it was not that easy.
I'm just glad I can help.
Well, it's good to have you along for however long we end up staying.
I might stay for a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I guess we're heading towards Kermont now. Or that's where the caravan's going.
Yep. So at this point, it's probably around like high noon, maybe like a little bit before. So I will just have we'll go with Felix. Just roll 1d6 for me. Essentially, okay, sweet. So you get to Kermont and it's relatively uneventful. You see no more hints or whatnot of gnolls. And just so you know, for how I do it is each hex that you move, roll a d6, and on 6s, there's an encounter.
Oh, I see.
That's like normal travel that I do. Like it's different if it's like ocean travel, because it's not like, oh, every hex, see if like a kraken attacks you or something. Like it's a little bit different, but just normal kind of land travel. That's how I do it.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Good to know.
Okay. So, the caravan has picked up a little bit of pace at this point. You were going a little slower, a little bit quicker as you got attacked by the gnolls, and now you're like, trying to go as quick as you can. Some of the some of the horses are pulling a decent load, and they're not like, at a full gallop or anything, but you've definitely gained speed. So you guys reach Kermont probably sometime around like the equivalent of 4 o'clock or so. Um, and as you approach, you see um, the just the mountain line getting closer and closer and closer, up until you reach the large gates of Kermont. And there's almost like half a town, like a semicircle around the gate, where you can see other structures and buildings. It's almost as if there's like half a town like outside of the mountain, and then whatever lies inside. So you see it as you approach, and you see the large hills on either side, and eventually you come to a larger wooden gate that borders that semicircle town that's in front of the mountain. And you see the gates open just slightly, maybe, I don't know, from this distance you see maybe like 10 feet or so, and a pair of what you can assume are guards walk out, and they wait until the coach comes up, and you see Gerald step out and greet them, and looks as though they're having some sort of conversation. After a minute or two goes by, you see one of the guards give a signal up top, and that guard gives like another signal, and then after a few moments you see the doors start to open. They don't open all the way, but probably like half, maybe 3/4 of the way. So you guys pull in, and you see now on either side of you there's like a large main road that goes up to where the large stone gates are to the mountain, and then you see on either side just like a smattering of smaller, some are shacks or equivalent, some are like decent sized, like 2-story houses. It's just kind of random, and you see there's a couple of market stalls and things of that nature. And as the caravan approaches the stone gates, it comes to a halt. And you see everybody, like the buff guys and the people in the coach. You see Augusto and his men come out. Everybody starts to get out of the carts, and they all kind of condense up at the front. It seems as though Augusto is talking to a couple of individuals that are guarding the gate.
So this stone gate is another gate. Like at first there was the wooden gate, and now there's this is like a second gate within the city.
Yeah. So essentially, I'll just draw on the map here. If you see where Kermont is, there's kind of like a semicircle, and inside that semicircle there's like a smaller, like, I don't even know if you could call it a town. There's just like a bunch of structures, like a couple of marketplaces and stuff like that. That has its own fenced-in region with a wooden gate, and then that cut off where the hex is where it goes into the mountain, and there's a large stone gate.
Okay.
Old school medieval castle with its own nice walls, and then everybody else with their own shitty wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did the other like caravan guards, are they up in this conversation as well, or are they still like?
Yeah. They're not like face to face. They're not doing the talking, but you can see they're just kind of standing behind in their they're a part of the group, although they're not participating in the conversation, at least from what you can tell.
Guess I'll get close and kind of join the crowd.
Okay.
Sure, sounds good. Let's go eavesdrop.
All right. So you guys walk closer, and Cleese, you've been with Mr. Augusto for a decent amount of time, so you kind of know the drill. Um, there's always some sort of hassle getting back into Kermont. For whatever reason, they don't like to open the gates if they don't have to. So you can see Mr. Augusto talking to the guards and either trying to bribe his way in or use his power to get in. And anyway, as you guys approach, yeah, you hear them going back and forth. Well, yes, Mr. Duril. I am coming back from Shen, and I would like entry. You do know who I am, don't you? And you see this kind of like stereotypical dwarf guard with a big, big old beard, and he's got like two, I'm trying to think, like a pharaoh has like the gold cuffs on his beard. He's got some of that going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got just like a couple of large chains hanging out and like decoring his beard. And he's just like a wicked, scarred up, beefy looking dude.
I could take him.
And
Sure.
yeah, you hear him respond. Aye, Mr. Augusto, I know who you are, but you're not getting in. We have orders not to open the gates. Not with the null problem.
You look like Knowles.
Do you actually say that?
Yeah.
He looks over to you. Aye, and who's this? Augusta,
My name is-
you gotta keep your people in line.
Well, we've been in line waiting for you to open the gate. You gonna leave us out here to die if the Knowles come? Because I'll fight them and I'll die. Because it's always fun, but I'd prefer not to.
And as you say that, you see a couple of the people from the caravan kind of like snicker or laugh, or they're just like yeah, you tell it, Cleese. And Mr. Augusto kind of puts his hand out. I've got this, don't worry. Now, Mr. Duril, how could I persuade you to open these gates? I'm a very resourceful man, and I do have plenty of cargo that would very, very much serve the higher powers here. As you know, this is where I am stationed. I am in Augusto, and at that you see the guard stroking his beard. Well, and you see him lean in after a few moments and kind of whisper something in Augusto's ear. Augusto nods, and then he goes and, Gerald, you see to this man. And Mr. Duril. I do not want to see something like this happen again, especially in front of my people.
But you take bribe? No, I won't see that again.
Aye, sir. And you see him. You see him like walk up. Open the gate. You hear a large. As this not both of them, because it's like a huge gate. Just one half of it just slides open, probably to about like 3/4 of the way open, which is more than enough room for you guys to pass through. Probably like I'll bet single file, but. And you see Mr. Augusto and his second like manservant go back into the coach, and Jarrell kind of saunters over to the guard.
I asked Mr. Augusto, just in earshot of the dwarf, how is the city going to stay protected if that guy doesn't know what a knoll looks like and is taking bribes from people to get into the gates? What if a knoll tries to bribe him? Let's continue on.
Huh. That's a good point, Cleese. And he like shoots daggers over to the guard. Well, hopefully he runs into a few gnolls.
I could arrange that.
If you could. And at that he smiles and he steps into his coach. Alright, so you see everybody at this point. They go back to their respective their carts and everything that they're trying to that they've handled throughout the voyage. And everybody shoves off and steps into the stone gates. As you enter, you see what looks to be like a guard post on either side of the door, like when you first get in. And you just see probably a half a dozen or more guards. Just some of them are lazing around, some of them seem to be just stacking various things, like you see some sort of sacks and things like that. They're just stacking them up, or you see some firewood bin that's getting stacked up. They're just going about whatever chores it is that they have. And as you get further into the gate, into the city, you just get blasted with the smell of sulfur and like ash, things like that. And the light that was coming in from the doorway begins to dim more and more and more as you go further in. They close the gate behind you, and it's replaced by a almost warmer, just like a reddish glow. And you see maybe a couple of 100 yards in front of you what seems to be like some sort of a hill. And as you crest over the top of it, you see down below just not a massive city, but a decent sized clearing. There's like a S-shaped windy path down to where the actual city is. And you see just all manner of stone buildings in place. Many of them are just built into the mountain itself. Some of them are just like really finely made square stone buildings. And at this point, the caravan slows down a little bit because it's more of a narrow path, and you see them just being taken one by hand. A lot of people are guiding their horses and the carts along to make sure that they don't slip and fall off the edge. So, after a little while of walking down this S-shaped path, everybody finally comes out into the not the center of town, but that area, and like in the bottom of the plateau or ravine or whatever you'd want to call it. And they begin just walking down the street until they come to a large square stone building. It's gilded all the way across its surface with just really fine gold inlay and gold lettering. And you see just the symbol. It's just like a golden hammer, and you see like sun lines coming out from it. And that's where the caravan stops.
Okay, you said this is like an inn of some sort, or like Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a really large stone structure.
Okay, just a
And-
okay.
Yeah, and the architecture of most of the buildings in here is just square, sharp edges,
Okay.
all stonework. So you see many of the people in the caravan, they're getting out, and at this point, starting to break everything down. You see that the big buff dudes, they're getting out, and they're just like conveyor belt, just unloading all this stuff, and they're unloading it like around the side of the building. You can't see exactly where they're going, but they're kind of like walking, I don't know, 15 or 20 feet to meet each other.
Right, so we got the cargo here. What's our next stop, guys?
Are you asking that to them, or are you just talking to the players?
Yep, to players.
I don't know. What was our contract? Just to
Just to get it here.
get it here? Were we supposed to stay on for more transport, or
One-way contracts in case
One way?
he wants to get rid of us. But I mean, I can always ask for more.
okay? So were we going to get paid, or was it just transport here and food and stuff
Yeah.
on the way?
You were going to receive payment. That was part of the deal, and it was free lodging and free travel.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going for here. I was half-heartedly thinking about heading west, but
We can go find some of those beasties
Not
out in the
sure.
woods there.
yeah,
Maybe
I think
hurt a bit.
maybe helping out with some of that, and getting some more money might be
Maybe there's a
better
bounty.
for me.
There's a bounty. We could bring back some noses.
That'll work out for me. I'm a little short on cash at the moment.
I would like to assist as well, if y'all are looking for knoll bounties.
Yeah, you said you were coming to try to deal with that problem, right?
Right.
Branagor? That's your
Yeah.
whole job here.
All right, let's go pick up some pay, and then we'll go see the local, whoever it may be, to see if there's any bounties and stuff.
Works for me.
Okay.
See if we can get paid.
All right, so we go see the caravan master about pay. Now that we're here,
Drolled.
All right,
What was his name?
sounds good. Yeah, so at this point, Mr. Augusto has entered into his building, into his home, which is what this is. It's like his home slash business, place of business. So you guys enter inside, and near the front lobby area, you see Gerald. He's just kind of taking off his coat and unpacking his bags. You can see the second manservant, the one that's bulkier. He's just bringing in luggage, and stacking it in front of Gerald.
all right. Well, since Gerald is from here, greetings, my lord.
Yeah. Oh, Cleese.
Yes, we were kind of bored and wondering about getting paid and seeing if maybe there's somebody around here who's put a bounty on some gnolls here so we can go hunting and have some fun.
Ah, yes, of course. One moment. And after that, he scampers off. You guys kind of twiddle your thumbs for a few minutes and look around. After a few moments, he comes back with a large sack and divvies out to each of you 70 gold.
Ah, sweet.
Yes,
Take that.
this is very gracious pay from the master. He much
Definitely.
appreciated your efforts back there. And he did say keep up the good work, and he would like to see you later. I mentioned that you may be interested in hunting some more gnolls, possibly for a reward. Assumingly for a reward, I should say.
Well, reward is always nice. Exercise is good.
Very well. He said if you give him just several hours, and maybe possibly have a late supper, if you'd like to join him, you're welcome. Of course, Cleese, as well as you, Mr. What was your name again? You're magic fellow, and
Felix.
you
Felix
big man.
Brown.
Felix, right? And you see he takes out a small journal and writes it in.
Okay.
And you, big man, sure. And whatever friends that you may be interested in taking on this endeavor of yours.
Excellent. We'll check back in a few hours then.
Yes.
All right, I'll be sure to fetch you.
Right. So, do you guys need any equipment or anything around town, or weapon?
I want to ask Cleese. I'm just looking at this bag in my hand, and I'm like, did he pay us too much?
Well, you'd think it's not really too well. Honestly, he probably did, but he probably has something else he wants us to do later. And if you pay someone well, they'll usually come back and do other things for you.
I've rarely seen this amount of gold in my life.
Yeah, Felix is like in deep thought of what he could do with the money.
Think of
He's
how
got
many.
very-
I mean, yeah. Who's got the scotch?
Yeah, right now I'm not even thinking about how to spend it. I'm just like stoked that I have it.
All right. Well, let's go spend it.
And as you open it up and you see these coins just glistening. It's almost to the point where it's like you open the bag and you can see like a shimmer on Branagor's face, and then he closes the bag and it goes away, just based on the lighting in the room.
Awesome. It's like that movie that I never seen that everybody else has.
Right. That's
You know,
pretty much
the
like
one.
every movie for me.
Yeah, the one with John Travolta and stuff. And,
Oh, the suitcase with the gold Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Every time they
Yeah,
open
that's
it up.
yeah, that's the one.
Right.
Never seen that.
I've never seen that either, so
We'll
not
have to get
the only
together
one.
and go see it. Where's the midpoint there? Like Philadelphia? Let's all meet.
All right.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, you guys are free for at least a few hours, and I'm not sure what you're doing, Egg.
Yeah, I guess if she's kind of tagging along, we'll ask her if she wants to come make some money hunting gnolls.
Yes. She was kind of like focusing on the buildings and the horses, just all the little like animals that were seen while she was passed by them in the cart.
Oh wait, I think there is something I do want to spend money on.
How much is a horse?
Horse? I actually just scrolled. Where is it?
Depends what kind, but like a draft horse, riding horse, war horse.
Eating horse.
Horse. A donkey or mule is 8 gold. A draft horse is 50. A riding horse is 75.
Damn.
A pony is 30. Yeah.
You get a pony.
Just to be clear, Mornia, you did not get any gold. You were not on the contract.
Oh, I didn't get any. Okay.
Where
Alan, Cleese, Felix, and Branagor did, as they were all part of the contract.
Yes.
That's okay. You don't want a horse anyway because you You'd have to feed it to the gnolls as bait. That's not a pretty thing to watch it eat its liver from the outside. Oh, it is. Not for you to see, anyway.
She loves animals. That would kill her.
I know. I love animals too. They're so yummy. They are like a little bit of fried chipmunk. Ooh, with some coon taters. If you really want a horse, I mean, yeah, we're going to need supplies eventually. You might need something to eat.
No.
Yeah. So, are we going to spend money of some stuff?
If you want to, whatever you need
I
to spend.
do
on.
have to purchase some small stuff.
Yeah, I want to look around for a shop. If y'all are gonna go get some stuff, I'll go with y'all.
You know, get some rations and stuff for hunting, and
I'm just gonna follow behind.
If you said that out loud, please, I'll mention that as long as we're in this general area or any area with that offers small game and like some fresh water, I can feed all of us.
really, oh man,
Oh.
I should have been a druid. You mean you can like sit there and go, and little animals and bunnies will come to us so we can eat?
Oh, I have to go
That's
hunt
awesome.
for it, but I can get it for us. I have to go like hunt for it.
Either way, that seems like it'll save us quite a bit of trouble. Okay, so I am going to find a shop that I can purchase some materials, some magical, whatever they're called,
Opponents.
consumable components. Yeah.
All right, for like spells and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So just go ahead and roll an investigation check for me real quick.
Execution. Oh.
Nice. Yeah, so you ask around a little bit, and it doesn't take you very long to find it. You see a shop, and it has like a magic wand on it, and for a symbol, and just, it's like some glittery effect at the end of the wand.
Gryffindor.
And it seems like a decent sized establishment. It's not huge, but it's also not tiny either. It seems to be your best bet of finding something magical.
Okay, I'm gonna head in.
I'll go in with them.
Alrighty. You step in, and you see right on the right-hand side, there's a large L-shaped counter, almost like a bar. And in the front, there's just a bunch of racks of stuff. You see like little compartments, like little square compartments, and they all have little drawers on them, and they're all labeled. There's just a whole smattering of things. You see like Eye of Newt, like Ash of Salamander. You see like all this various stuff.
Spanish fly.
Okay, I'm gonna approach and try to find someone. Just approach the counter or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, you see a studious-looking gnome. Just kind of, he's on a very tall stool, and he's just reading through a book. He's paying you no mind at this point. I don't think he realizes you're there yet.
Excuse me? Can you help me for a second?
Nothing. He's still just reading in his book.
I walk over. Do I recognize the book? having been in that situation myself.
You don't recognize the book. You recognize some of the symbols on it. They're certainly arcane symbols. But yeah, you don't recognize it. Do you know Draconic?
I believe I do. Yes, I know Draconic. Those are the link. Wait.
I don't, but if you help me a few bars, I'll fake it.
Right.
I thought I knew more. Oh,
Yeah.
Try. Knock on his head.
Yeah. Anyway, so you see the title of the book is The Arcane Wind, and you just see a little symbol, but then you see like a bunch of arcane symbols of power related to, go figure, wind and earth.
That looks like a good one. Excuse me? Kind gnome? I kind of like am closer to him, like kind of leaning over him a little bit over the counter.
He really quickly picks up his head and looks you like dead in the face, and he has like these huge spectacles on to the point where his eyes look like enormous, like half of his face. And he's just like, "Oh,
Yes.
hello there.
Hello.
May I help you?"
I am looking for 10 GP worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs
Oh,
that are.
okay. Which herbs are you looking for? And
I am looking for the components of a find familiar spell.
a find familiar spell. Okay. So you're going to want this and that, and he's just mumbling to himself. You see, he jumps down, and he has some more compartments on his side of the thing. So he's going through them, and then he walks around and goes to your side, and he picks out a couple of things, and he puts them all into various bags, like little tiny pouches. And after that's all done, he comes back around to the counter and he counts them all out again and lays them out. He lays them out in like a grid, like weird, like evenly spaced.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yes, okay. We got this. Yeah, okay, here we go.
I recommend you get enough to cast it twice because I get hungry. I mean, sometimes it dies.
Please don't. And I bring out 10 gold and exchange it for the items.
Very good, kind sir. Thank you.
Yes. If I do save up my money, I can get some more fun spells if we might need them later.
You know what the best spell in the world is? For our level? Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
I've heard of that one. That's
that
a
one?
fun
Is it,
one. I'm not super familiar with it though.
what
I had a friend cast it on me once. I laughed for a day.
You would be now familiar with it, that is.
Familiar.
I point at him and do a kind of awkward laugh.
I like that one.
Yes, if we remain in command much longer, I think I will be back for some more fun spells.
Yes, do come back again. And you see, like, at this point, he's already, like, paid you no mind. Like, he got the gold, he kind of put it in his pocket, made the offhand joke, and then he's just, like, in his book. He's, like, waving you off.
Okay. Now.
I turn back to the group. That's all I needed for now.
Was that like wizard porn he's looking at or something?
For all intents and purposes.
Wizards. Can't live with them and can't eat them.
As we're walking out, does anyone else need anything? Or are we just kind of hanging out for a while?
Yeah, I want to talk to that gnome, but I don't know if I'll be able to get his attention now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. He seems rather annoyed. Not annoyed, but preoccupied.
Let's go knock on his head.
I mean- Go ahead.
I go back up to the gnome and I get close to him and I say, "Are you still there? Hello?"
Why, yes, I'm still here. I'm always here. If you see me, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, last time it seemed like you weren't there.
I'm here,
Do
but am I
you
really
know?
here? Are you there? If you're there, am I
I'm here.
here?
No, I'm here. You're there.
Well, I'm about to get out of here.
Well, then you'd be there.
I want to ask him, do you sell something called an herbalist kit or an herbalism kit? I'm not sure which it is.
Ah, getting into the herbs. I see. Okay. Yes, I think I could get something for your needs.
I would like to purchase one if you have one.
Coming right up, big boy. And
Catnip for the elf.
yeah, he jumps off of his stool again, and he skitters off to the back. You hear some just clanking of just glass vials and all sorts of random stuff, and then he comes out. He's a little bit dusty, and he like and he brushes himself off. You see he has just it almost looks like a purse. It's just like a small satchel with various pouches on it. And he brings it and he kind of like pats it, dusts it off. Here you go.
Okay, how much is this?
Um, hmm. Well, let's see here. And he flips like through some, looks like a small ledger book or something that he has. He's flipping through. Oh, we've had it for quite a while. Yes. Well, I'd say discounted price. We haven't sold this for a while, and most of the herbs in here are probably bad, so we'll call it 5 silvers.
Okay, I'll give you a gold.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any silver.
Well, I do have change if you wish.
Oh, right.
That's
Sure.
part of the shopkeeper's job. Okay. Anyway, he takes your gold and changes it out. You have a nice day now. And beware, most of those are very old. I wouldn't use any of the herbs that are already in there.
All right, thank you.
Good day.
I'll go back to the party. Oh, sorry.
Do any more of you or your friends need anything?
I'm good for now.
So
I don't think anyone
Belladonna,
else
Mandrake.
needs magical.
Very good. Okay. Do stop by again. Have a nice day. And he jumps up on his stool and he's reading again.
Leave him alone again.
Okay, I'll go back to the party and say, I've been wanting to get this for a while. I always thought they were more expensive. That's why I never had one, but I have one now. By the way, I have 77 gold now. If anyone needs some gold to buy something.
Nah, I'm fine.
I think we're okay. Anybody want anything else? Some weapons, some rope, other spell components, eating within an inch of their lives. I mean,
How about a drink near where the where Augusto's place is?
yeah, I guess we can go have something to eat.
There we go.
All right. he did say that you were going to join him for dinner in a few hours. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's a few hours.
It'll be late.
All
We
right.
can visit the local taverns, rent a room for a half hour or so. Giggity.
If that is what you wish.
mean-
But it's time for a nap and meditation.
I think we're just hanging out, waiting for Thurdar, one way or the other.
Okay, so you guys are looking for a tavern?
Hey, let's see if we can start a bar fight or something.
All right, so you guys approach this kind of more of a low-key establishment. It's kind of built in between two other buildings, and it just has the sign like the Wandering Dolphin. And you see like a dolphin, but it has not two legs, but like the fins are kind of elongated and stretched out to almost look like legs, and he like in the fin holding a drink.
Oh,
Just
someone
like
was
really,
on mushrooms.
That's a new one.
really peculiar looking.
All right, that looks like a good place.
Sure.
Yeah, so as you step in, you see there's probably like 2 or 3 people there besides you guys, and just a very small bar. There's only like maybe 4 or 5 stools. Again, this place isn't very big, and it's just very quiet, low-key. And you see a female human, and she's just um, looks like she's running back and forth. Doesn't have any sort of barmaid or anything like that. She's just kind of like, serving a plate to this guy and then walking over and serving somebody at the bar a drink, and kind of just one woman team.
Marina's gonna see her struggle and go up and ask for if she needs help.
Uh, sure, dear, sure. Um, I suppose are you eating or drinking anything tonight?
I just want to help you.
Well, my word, you are a dear, aren't you? Of
Hey,
course.
did anybody see that shape-shifting ghost that looks like a half-elf that's been following us around and trying to help people to get them to an early grave?
Early grave, what?
Ah, it's a joke, girl.
Yeah, you let. Oh, yes, another joke.
She kind of the owner or whatever innkeeper establishment person, um, she kind of like does a half smile and like okay, and she's just got her hands full of stuff and just passes some of it to you and says, "Those gentlemen over there, this is for them, as well as this." Kind of hands you a drink. So at this point, like your hands are full, and she's just kind of pointing you where to go, and then she just scurries off to the back. Thanks again, dear.
Marina just scrambles around and tries to help as much as she can.
We grab a table.
Yeah, all the people you serve, they kind of like tip their hat to you or nod or whatever, some sort of acknowledgement, and then you go and sit down with your friends or acquaintances, whatever you would call them. And just a few minutes later, the woman steps back out, and comes up to your table. Well, thank you again. That was very nice of you. Now it's I believe it's my turn. Is there anything that I can do for you?
You know what's happening with the gnolls around here?
Oh, gnolls. Yes, they've been quite a problem. Um, We don't get a whole lot of patrons in here, but what we do, it seems to be the talk of the town.
Have any managed to get into the city?
None so far. They did have a slight skirmish several days ago. Maybe 4 or 5 days ago.
Anybody offering like bounties or hunting or anything on them, or anybody organized anything to go after them?
Nothing organized at this point, but there was a flyer. The guard is looking to hire on some new muscle.
I do think Augusto may have been going down that route.
I don't know if I want to be part of the guards here though, because they accept bribes for people to get into the city, and that's just not right.
Huh. I don't doubt
That
that much.
dwarf there.
She kind of crosses her arms and like taps her foot.
When you say skirmishes, are they trying to attack the city itself, or do you mean just out in the wild there?
Well, from what I've heard, there was one encounter with them out somewhere. I believe it was some sort of scouting party, or I don't know. I don't know the details, but I do know that about 4 or 5 days ago they did attack the gates. Not the stone gates. They didn't get that far. The guard apparently had it all covered. It was no big deal. They're powerful men, of course. And she rolls her eyes.
Yeah.
But that seems pretty brazen of them to attack even the outer walls of a city like this.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even if the guards are inept, it's still a pretty bold.
A bunch of ferocious savages, those creatures. Do nothing but maim and eat.
As she says that, I look towards. I give Cleese a little look.
But I haven't eaten anybody yet today.
Mornia hears that and kind of like she just gulps. Mornia's very small.
Yeah. 2 bites. Maybe 3.
He jokes
She
a lot.
she chuckles a little. So, is there anything I can get for you?
What do you get to drink?
You know, liquid, mostly.
All right.
Is there
Bring me
anything
some liquid.
Bring you one liquid on the house.
Oh no, I can't climb up. I'll just take it at the table.
Noted. And you? Points to Felix.
Something on the lighter side. Me.
All right. And what about you, big man?
Just surprise me. Anything sweet, apple juice or something like that.
Ah,
Give him some good elven Evercost. That's sweet.
I'll see
I
what
put
I
a gold
have.
on the table.
She takes it, she pockets it. Thank you. I'll see what I can get. And what about you, miss?
Apple juice.
Ah, going hard tonight, I see.
Ah,
All right.
yes.
One apple juice. You got it.
Question: is anyone other than aside from Cleese like over 20?
Probably not.
Branagor is 33.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. There's no such thing as legal age here. Drink what you want.
I mean, yeah, but just curious.
Old enough to read, old enough to drink.
So,
was-
she goes out back. It doesn't take her very long. She comes back out. And she gives Felix some sort of some sort of red liquid. You can assume it's red wine of some sort. This is a little on the lighter side, dear. And for
Thank you.
she passes over to Cleese, just a large stein, just big and foamy, brothy. Here you are.
I take a sip.
It's exquisite.
Oh my god, it's Coors Light.
It's exquisitely mediocre beer.
Oh, it's Labatt's. Alrighty.
Passes a tall glass of some sort of fruit juice to Mornia.
She just takes it and chugs it.
Thirsty, I see. Good. And then passes one over to Branagor.
Okay, I drink it. What did I get? Because it was kind of up in the air.
Yeah, you got not a red liquid. It's more of a like you got like a fruity wine. It's just very sweet. You can just barely taste the alcohol in it. It's
You got
just it's really
sangria.
good.
Okay. I casually drink it. I don't slam it down.
Yeah, I'm slowly sipping it as we're waiting or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Learned my lesson.
So after Mornia pounds hers down, she asks, "Would you like another, dear?"
Yes.
You got it.
She just looks like she's in an entire like sugar rush from just apple juice.
Yeah, she takes it, goes out to the back, comes back. Here you go. Now are you looking to get dinner, or do you need anything else?
Apple juice.
We'll be having dinner in a little while with a friend. Some lighter, like, appetizers wouldn't be a bad idea.
Of course, I'll see what I can dig up. And at that, she goes around to a couple of the other tables and she's talking to them. And most of the other people, when you got in, just got their meals, so they're kind of like finishing up their meals and stuff. Those that have, just scarfed it down. And she takes a couple of their plates, goes out back, and then she comes out with a couple of drinks for them. Looks like some sort of ale or wine for some of the other gentlemen, and then comes over to your table with just like a big platter. It just has various meats and cheeses, like little sliced up, like kind of like a cracker platter, sort of. And
Yeah.
she just has like smaller pieces of bread, just sliced up.
Cool.
You guys need anything fancier than this?
Yeah, this looks good.
Good with me.
Great. Just let me know if you need anything else.
I nibble a little bit and look around. What's in the bar for clientele? Like just like farmers and peasants, or any fighting types, or
You see the one individual that's at the bar. He looks a little bit rougher around the edges. Just a very rough-looking dwarven individual. His head is shaved bald, and he's just kind of like blindly staring forward and sipping his ale gingerly. He's not really talking to anybody, not making any sort of signs that he wants to talk to anybody. Just kind of hanging out, passing time. And then you see behind you and to the right, on the other corner of the room, there's two gentlemen that had their dinner, and at this point they're talking away, sipping on whatever it is that they're drinking. One of them is human. The other one looks to be a little bit fairer skinned, so possibly like a half elf, or it doesn't look to be a full elf, and they're just talking away. and then you see on the table to your left, there's just like a lone individual.
You disappeared on me.
Yep, I was just gonna say, yeah, just a lone individual. Um, Actually, it's a tiefling, which aren't that common around here, and just laying low, keeping to herself.
Alrighty. Oh, no fun in this bar. I pull out my dice and start rattling.
Just like rattling a paradise.
Yeah, just rolling a pair of dice. Hey, boys. Ever play dice? It's a fun game.
Never really had enough money to lose.
Oh, well, I think that's changed today, hasn't it?
Apparently, but I'd kind of like to keep a hold of it.
I want to play.
All right, anybody wants to play? I suppose just roll 2d6. Are you just gonna play like 2 die or
Yeah, just high roll. 2 die, high roll.
2 die high roll? Anybody who wants in, you guys, if you want to gamble away your earnings, you're free to. Just do like a couple of rounds or whatever.
Put a silver on the table.
I pull out my book to read.
Oh, come on. Bok.
How does this work?
Well, everybody puts a silver on the table, and you roll these, and whoever's numbers add up the highest gets to keep the silver.
How do I roll?
But after 4 beer or 4 mugs of ale, you don't get to count the extra dice that you see. It's still only 2.
So you can do, if you look in the top
Like
left
this.
of the roll 20, there's like a little dice button. You can do it
I
that way,
yeah.
or you can
Oh,
just
so
type
just
select.
2d6.
Are you ready? Have a practice roll or 2.
Yeah, and you're explaining the rules at this point. So you go around, you guys just like roll the dice a few times. Be like, yeah, this is the highest. You just roll it.
Okay. I will play. So here, I've got these 2 dice. I'm going to roll them.
Wow, Madeline's got loaded dice. Let me know when you guys are ready. Well, be a little loud so some other people in the room can hear.
They yeah. So they just rolled their dice. Was your 3 that you rolled the last one? Okay. All right. So Madeline takes a
They
couple
win.
extra silvers. So.
Oh, see how easy it is?
So you guys are just joking around and having a good time. You're like rolling the dice a few times, and other couple of the people are just watching you, hanging out. You actually see the owner of the establishment. She comes over and, hey, you guys playing dice? Mind if I sit in?
Sure.
I'll just do 1 or 2.
For the merrier.
Okay, I put another silver on the table.
Yep.
She does the same.
Oh. So me and Elephant gotta beat each other up to roll. The first one to get knocked out gets the money. Or we have a roll off.
Okay.
Your choice. We tied. What do you get for? Oh, there you go. The money's yours. Pass off those 2 silvers.
All right, I'll do 1 more. But that's my limit. And she looks over to Mornia. Are you playing too, dear?
I think the juice hit her. She's mute.
She says she has to leave.
Oh. Right. She's
Okay.
not old enough to gamble.
Right. All right. So Mornia kind of like, no, I'm good. I've won my silver, and she's just kind of playing with the few silver that she won. Fair enough. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm good for one more.
Alrighty.
Aha!
Hey, look,
And
you won.
She jumps up and she does like a few claps. Great.
Hey, anybody else over there want to get in?
You see the
An
grumpy.
easy game.
You see she gets up and kind of like pats you guys on the back. Stop by again next time. I'll give you a run for your money. She pockets the couple silvers, and then she kind of slaps the dwarf that's at the bar. She just slaps him like on his bald head, and he gives her a stern look, and then she breaks out into a big grin. Hey, you should go shoot some dice with him. Kind of like, and he looks off to the side. And you can see he like smiles a bit, and then it like almost immediately goes away. And you guys, just kind of hang out for a little bit, and maybe you continue rolling dice. See, Felix just kind of reads his book and whatever, and you guys are just talking about various things. Eventually, it's definitely at this point been a little bit.
Alright,
You're
I
not
guess time to
entirely
head
sure.
back.
Yeah, being that it's underground, you're not entirely sure what time it is, but it's been a little while.
Alright, we head back to the office. Yep.
All right. So, yeah, so you three head back to the office, and you see that Mornia kind of is like, I think I had a little bit too much apple juice. I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. And you notice that Alan as well. He seemed to not be feeling too well, and he kind of went off and did his own thing at the very beginning. So you three get to the Augusto establishment, and you walk in, and immediately you're hit just with the smell of like fine meats and wines and just something delicious, some sort of roast of some sort, probably pork roast or something along those lines. Just like mouth-watering, just smells fantastic. And
Fantastic.
you see a very fancy-looking Gerald just kind of tapping his foot, and he's looking around, and he sees you three walk in. Where have you been? We've been waiting for minutes.
Well, there was this woman, see, and she had nice ankles. And, well, you sit down.
Of course. Come with me. And he leads you off into the other room. There's like a large dining room. There's a super long table, and you see Mr. Augusto at the other end. He's just very finely dressed in more of like he was like in his traveling clothes before, and now he just has like this long flowing silk robe. Nice of you to join us. And you just see him and like his beefier manservant kind of to the side, and they haven't touched their plates or anything. They're just waiting patiently. They're still all like
I have a seat.
golden trays all along the table, like if you imagine like Beauty and the Beast table, but with all the trays are still on. All the covers are on all the trays.
We have a seat.
Oh, yes. I go and kind of quickly go to my seat. A seat.
Same here.
He gives you all a stern look. And then he kind of,
I smile and wink back at him.
I do apologize. I wasn't aware you would be waiting for us.
well, I suppose we haven't been waiting that long. I blame Gerald mostly. And you see him kind of shoot daggers at Gerald, and Gerald's like, kind of like looking from side to side, like, Mr. Gusto, it's not my fault. You see, I told them. And Mr. Augusto just puts his hand out. That's enough, Gerald. It's fine. So, I take it it's just you three then?
Yeah, so far our companions got sick.
Yeah, they weren't feeling that well,
Don't drink the apple juice.
apparently.
Not apple juice.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind. There's no apple juice on the menu, is there, Gerald? No, sir, no. Very well. So, and he kind of like lifts his hands up with a flourish and does like 2 claps, and probably a half a dozen servants come out and just like take the trays off all the plates, and they you just see like this delicious meal laid out in front of you, and you see that many of them just have like wine bottles and start pouring into your goblets and things like that. After a few seconds of them serving you, he waves them off. Hopefully you enjoy our meal here.
Yeah, it looks okay.
It looks delicious.
Only the finest. And after that, he takes a couple of bites and then takes up his napkin and kind of like dabs it on his face, gets rid of all his stuff, and very prim and proper. Um,
I
sets,
used
his,
my sleeve.
sets his sets his fork down just right. And so, as you can see, I've paid you all very handsomely, considering the journey we've made. Consider it a thank you and somewhat of an investment, if you will. You guys did a fantastic job against the gnolls that we encountered, and you are to be
Well,
commended.
Thank you. That was, I think, at least for some of us, our first brush with something like that, and I think we fared fairly well.
Well, if that was your first brush-in, I'd like to see how you do well with experience in time. So, I do have a proposal for you, if you are ready. And he kind of he looks at you, Cleese, as you're like stuffing your face in and wiping your face with your sleeve and stuff like that. At this point, he has stopped eating, and he's just been talking to you.
Go ahead. Yeah, what you got?
Very well. As you all know, at this point, or if you haven't figured it out already, there's been somewhat of a epidemic in this region with the monstrosities that we encountered on the way here. As some of you also know, we lost some good men on the way to Shen, and it's really disrupted the trade routes, not only to Kermont, but Fort Fignan, of course Fransport itself, Santa Bay, and it's been somewhat of a nuisance for business. So, I say we, I and a couple of my compatriots, if you will, were hoping that you would do us a few favors. We were hoping to lead a scouting team to go figure out where these beasts are, and at some point organize an expedition to wipe them out at the source. They have cost us thousands upon thousands of gold, and it's simply unacceptable. And he says the last like sentence with just like a very bitter, just very bitter tone, like very short.
I nod my head while agreeing with him.
Yes, I think that scouting and finding the source of these, I think that's something that we can manage.
I know here in Kermont, as well as some of the other establishments in the region, we have attempted to pay the militias, the military, the powers, if you will, to help us with this problem, but none have answered so far. So it seems
that
we
won't
need
work.
to take it upon ourselves.
Your militia's corrupt. That won't work.
Apparently.
All right. Well, here's what we'll need then. We'll need some maps of the area. We'll need a list of local sightings here, and anything you have over the last, say, 90 days. Some whiskey, a little bit of mead, flint mail, and a big weapon for my friend here. Wait a minute, I'm my friend.
Well, of course, nothing but the finest for you, Mr. Khalees.
Are you sending anybody with us, or is it just going to be us? If you're sending somebody, I'll let you know now. They have the right to suggest things, but you may not listen to them.
Very well, noted. And you see, he says noted, but he looks over to Gerald, he's like shoving his face, and he immediately takes out a little black book and just like scribbles in it real quick and nods and goes back to eating. You're to meet up with another team being formed from my compatriot in Fort Vignan. Some miles northeast, there will be a rendezvous point where you will meet up and hopefully be able to scout together. As I said before, we're trying to pool our resources for this one.
So our mission is to scout. We're the scout team, and then the other team is going to wipe them out, or are we the wipeout team?
I think this is
No.
just scout for now for both
I think we are
teams.
both
And then
scouting.
Go
At
back
this-
with a big party.
At this point, it's just a scouting operation. We are gathering our powers right now to wipe them out at the source, but we need a select few skilled individuals to find out where they are. These creatures breed exponentially quick. It's been hard for anybody, even Fransport and other aid that we've requested from the desert.
Okay, I'm here to represent the southwest part of the Donnerwood. As you can tell, I am by no means nobility. I'm just a representative of a small group of people that live there. So any way I can help, just let me know.
Of course.
If we are talking about equipment to aid us in this expedition, I could use some prepayment for some magical components for spells and such that would aid us in this expedition.
Of course, of course. Magic is certainly one of the more sought after resources for this campaign. See to it that you get with Gerald after. He should be able to
Yes,
assist
I'll
you.
let him know. Thank you.
Of course.
Alrighty, so when do we leave, guys?
The scheduled meeting between you and the team at Fort Vignan is scheduled to be 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
Okay.
How long is it going to take us to get to the rendezvous point?
Well, it should take you about no more than a couple of days. I assumed that we would need at least a week to prepare, to gather the right individuals. But it seems we're possibly even ahead of schedule at this point. All the better for us, I suppose.
Yeah, that gives us some time to prepare.
Yes. Are we meeting them in Fort Vignan itself or in the nearby area?
No, you'll be rendezvousing them outside of the forested regions, several miles to the east of Fort Vignan.
Yes. And I'm jotting stuff down.
Of course.
Notepad is stuff.
There you go, my lord. We shall be off first thing tomorrow. See if we can do a little bit of scouting before they get there.
Of course. But do not strain yourselves too much.
Oh, we'll take our time.
Save your
Yeah, so
energy
every
for the
time we might
rendezvous.
want to.
We can also send some personnel with you. A couple of the guards from the caravan. Just to...
Are we close to where Treant person lives?
He's down
It,
there in the other direction.
yeah, it's directly east from where we're at now.
How far east? Like a day or two, or
Yeah, about a day and a half, 2 days, depending on your travel pace.
stop by and talk to the tree? Know what's happening and stuff, or
Uh,
I think he's pretty good.
I mean,
if it's on the way, we could.
I
I just don't want to. I could send him a message if I needed to.
don't believe that is on the way. Fort Vignan's due north of here.
All right. After supper, we'll talk to Gerard about what we need and get ready.
Yes, I say get prepared tonight with Gerard, and we'll leave in the morning. Have you already arranged travel up north, Mr. Augusto?
Horses.
Of course. There is a smaller path that leads through the hilled areas up to Fort Vignan. I was thinking it might be a good opportunity to use those, send several other guards for protection, of course, a few horses, and then leave the path and go onwards to the rendezvous point. We've heard, at least thus far, that they stay out of the mountains for the most part.
Okay, that sounds well enough plan.
So, well, I guess I'll wait and see. I know Cleese asked for maps. Would they give us some maps so that we kind of know a little bit about the terrain?
Yes, of course. Maps of the region will be provided.
Awesome.
And with that, um, you can see that he starts digging into his food again, and Gerald is all but finished at this point. He's just writing down notes as you guys are talking. You can see the servants come in and out, and they're refilling drinks, asking for if anybody needs beverages or special things, and they're like refilling. There's the platters that have like sliced bread on it. They're just like putting another loaf on, slicing it up.
Oh, what's for dessert?
Yes, yes. Dessert. It should be any time now. We have made a fine chocolate cake.
Oh, yum.
If that
Ooh.
should suit your fancy.
The elf is going to miss that.
Gerald, in that book you have, do you have you written down how to make food like this? I've never had food like this. I generally live off the land. Uh, if I need to eat, and let's say I get a rabbit or a deer, I just cook it and eat it.
Uh,
Than what I'm used to.
well, I I'm not much of a cook myself, but I'm used to telling people to cook. But I suppose maybe quick advice from me. I have no idea, to be honest. But maybe this gentleman could help you. And he just kind of gets up and pulls on one guy's sleeve. He's just got like a bunch of plates in his hand, like he was heading back to the kitchen. And he just walks him over to you. Yeah, please guide this gentleman and answer his questions. And
Okay.
you see like the scrawnier looking human male, and just kind of, yes, sir. What what can I do for you?
I actually didn't want to bother you too much. I was just gonna see if Gerald had anything in that book of his. Uh,
Well, maybe we could share a few recipes with you, if that's okay with Mr. Augusto, of course.
that sounds great.
Sure. Okay. Um, now, have you finished your business or?
Anytime's good. I think they were
I think,
talking about heading out tomorrow.
yeah, I think it's time for to retire.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and grab for the magical components I was looking for. If you could
Okay,
arrange that.
sounds good. So you guys finish up your dinner, and you guys have pretty much been dismissed. You've talked all your business. Should you decide to get recipe now, you could follow the cook back to the kitchen. If not, you could do it any other day or whatever. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll just go whenever we have free time.
Okay, so that sounds good. So um, why don't we just take a quick break and meet back in like 10 minutes or so?
Alrighty.
We'll call it 15. We'll meet back at 10.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
I get to go watch the ice and snow. Yay!
Yay. All right. See you in 15.
Go pee before the
Okay. Dylan, you there? Where are you away? Nope.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey. I'm gonna ask, do you want to run through Felix's conversation trying to get magic stuff while we're waiting? Or
Uh, yeah, if you'd like to. Sorry.
Yeah, just
It's
might
just
as well speed stuff up.
I was racking my brain since radio didn't show up, and then
Oh.
Egg had to leave, and then she just informed me actually that she's not going to be able to play, so which is kind of stinks, but it is what it is. I think we can still leave it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. Anyway,
Are we gonna try to find more people if this keeps
I don't know
going,
at
or
this
are
point.
we?
I'm really surprised about radio actually because I've been trying to message him just
He,
as a reminder.
yeah, he was very.
Yeah, he was really active and really into
Yeah.
it. So I don't know if something like came up, which isn't a big deal. You know, I mean, it happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
It just thinks I actually, to be honest, I kind of had something planned for him.
Mm.
So well, already, yeah. So if you want to,
Yeah.
we can run over that, and then hopefully Ed will be back by then. He said he lost power. It's like
Oh.
the group of people that messed up. I guess I don't know.
Dude,
We
are
have not had
cursed.
good luck.
Yeah, I'm like, what the F?
Oh.
So yeah, all right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I go up to Gerald and yeah, about those components I was talking about.
Yes, of course. Yep.
Yes, I understand if there may be budget constraints or a lack of wanting to put so much money into a group like this, but if you consider it maybe an advance payment, oh, where was it? Where did I put it? Sorry. Yes, I had it written down here. A pearl and a small diamond of a standard component price of 100 gold and 50 gold, respectively, would be very useful to me.
Quite expensive. What do you need these things for now?
Less so the pearl at this point, but the diamond would give me access to a quite fun offensive spell that's is slightly stronger than what I have and lets me do some very interesting things elementally.
I see. Okay.
Again, I understand if this is too much to ask of this of Mr. Augusto at this point.
No. Of course, he's given me explicit instructions for the budget, and as advanced pay, as you said, I will take that into consideration as well. I'll see if I cannot get these things.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there anything else you may need?
For me personally, that's all I need. I don't know if any of the other members would need anything.
I don't know if I'm there. I'd probably. I don't know where I'd be. Either in the kitchen or hanging out with the group.
Yeah, this is like right on the tail end of dinner. Like all the plates are being picked up. Mr. Augusto has left to his quarters at this point, and Felix kind of caught him before he could, go be Mr. Augusto's shadow up wherever he's staying.
Okay. If I am with the group, I would just I don't need anything, so I'll just say that I should be good.
Of course, big man. kind of like pats you on the thigh a couple of times because you're like so much taller than him.
I'm used to it by now from him. He's really touchy-feely.
We've packed extra rations for you. Okay then. Um, so if nothing else is needed, I suppose I will be off now. 'Tis getting late.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
by the way, do we
Yes,
have
yes, what is it?
do we have living
Speak up.
arrangements? Do we have living
Yes,
arrangements
how
here?
can I help you?
Do we need to find our own inn, or do you have something for us?
Of course, you can stay here in the mansion.
Okay, thank you.
You can see he like snaps his fingers and claps his hand and like you over there. And another one of the servant boys comes over. One of the he's got like the cook attire or whatever on. Yes sir. Do see that you help these gentlemen out. They need a place to stay for the night. They are Mr. Augusto's guests, so they are to be treated in the highest regards. Of course, of course. Very well. Now, is there anything else you'll be needing?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
Well, very good. Good night to you both, and I will catch up in the morning. And you do let me know if you need anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we will do.
And with that, he brushes past the gentleman that he had pulled over and goes off down the corridor out of the room.
As he leaves, I turn to Felix and ask, "Do you need money for your spells?" I didn't want to say this in front of Gerald, but I have money if you need some help with the spells.
I mean, yes. I mean, I would. It's something that will come and help, not immediately. I'm still researching these spells. But if we were able to get it off of someone, or get help with this from someone with the kind of wealth as Mr. Augusto, it would have been slightly more helpful. But it may be if Gerald does not get all of it, it may be prudent to pool our resources to grab it before we head out.
Okay, just let me know.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
All right. And there's
Yeah.
no way of really knowing for sure because again, you're underground. But you can feel it's probably starting to get a little bit later, as it was like a late dinner, so it was probably in the realm of 7 to 8, 9-ish, somewhere in that ballpark. So, you're led by the servant boy to your rooms. Just very nice, decked out, just beautiful stonework, and the bed is not stone. Um, yeah, just like the finest silk sheets, and you just see like a beautiful like mahogany set of furniture, and a large coffee table in the middle of the room that just has like a silver platter with a bunch of fruits and whatnot. and the manservant, or I'm trying to think of the term you call him, but the servant anyway. He faces towards you both and says, "Yeah, yes, your rooms are here and here. Um, sorry, it's not up to usual standards, but I suppose it'll do."
I imagine it'll be much better than my normal standards, so shouldn't matter too much.
Would you need me to draw a bath for either one of you? Might be a little tight for you there. And looks at Branagor.
Ooh, yes, yes, definitely. Please.
Sure, if that's all right.
Of course. I will see to it. We will come fetch you when it's ready. And he stands there awkwardly for a minute, like he's like looking at you both, like, are you gonna give me orders, or like, am I free to go? But he just stays there, like, looking to either one of you.
I just like go into my room, I guess.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what he's doing. I don't assume he's waiting for me to give him orders. I'm not used to being waited on.
Right. No, it's fine. He hovers awkwardly for a few minutes until you're like, okay, and then you go in your room, and then he gives a quick bow and says, "Good day. We will fetch you," and just like runs off.
Thank you.
So, um, just to clarify, you guys have separate rooms. They're next to each other.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
And again, it's just very fine. There's like the fruit platter. Should you decide to sit on the bed, your feet hang off probably like a good 6 to 8 inches at least, Branagor. And
Oh wow, even for me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, geez, I'm like, I guess I'm not short, but still.
I don't have much to do, so if Felix wants to do anything, I'm just kind of hanging out.
Same. I'm just waiting, taking a bath, and then I guess going to bed. Maybe reading a bit in between, studying or whatever.
yeah, so and a little while later, it's probably like a half an hour later or so. Um, One of the servants comes up and knocks on both your door, letting you know that the bath has been drawn for you both. And you guys take your respective baths, and just very relaxing stay. Anything that you could ask for, want, is given to you. Any sort of room service, etc.
Okay.
So is there anything else
Yeah.
that you guys wish to do? You're all set. You're just gonna hang in there for the night.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next morning, um, you wake up to the loud. I think loud is an understatement. Sound of snoring coming from next door. You can hear it through the thick stone walls.
We both hear this?
Oh yeah. You a little bit less, but Felix for sure.
Great. Does it sound like Cleese?
It sounds mysteriously exactly like Cleese.
Yeah, sounds about right. I go out of the door, find whatever the room is coming from. Let's see, what do I got? I don't have any spells I conveniently annoy him with. I guess I just bang on the door until the snoring stops.
By that standard, it takes quite a while.
Ah,
You're just
good God.
banging
I
away,
need.
and it's not letting up.
Oh,
At this point, you see.
I need thaumaturgy.
Yeah, you see like Branagor is just like lazily comes out of his room like, oh, what's going on? And you see some of the servants start to approach you. What's going on, sir? Good morning.
Good morning. It's fine. Guess I'm not going back to sleep. Is there breakfast food?
Breakfast? Why, of course. Come down to the breakfast bar.
Go grab my things and follow him down to the breakfast bar.
So, you guys eat dinner in the like large dining area. Behind the dining area is the kitchen, and in the front when you first stepped in is like a larger lobby with like a giant hearth, and there's just like a bunch of couches and stuff in there. Off to the other side of that lobby area, there's just like a large L-shaped bar, and you see a couple of the caravan travelers. You see Mr. Augusto's not there, but you see like his bulkier manservant there, and you just see a young dwarven lady just cooking up breakfast. She has like a hot griddle behind her, and just like, you know, huge bowl of eggs, and she like pours it across and makes like this giant omelet, slices it up.
Yeah. Down, grab some food. Are we?
Why, hello, dear. What can I get
Oh
you this
yeah.
morning?
Yes. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, as good as yeah. What do we have here?
Well, we have eggs, of course, and bacon. We've got sausage, hash browns, potatoes, anything you want.
Oh, that sounds excellent. I'll have a cup, some bacon, hash browns.
Why, of course.
Could I have just a little bit of everything?
Why, of course. And don't forget about that, and this, and this, and that, and that, and this. And she just starts pointing off. There's like on the other side of the bar, there's just like a bunch of stuff already laid out. There's like cinnamon rolls and bananas and fruit and like just a whole smorgasbord of stuff.
Okay, maybe not a little bit of everything, but just surprise me.
Well, of course. You take what you want, and I'll cook you up something nice. And she gives you a wink. So it takes her a few minutes, and she's just like one-man team all of McDonald's. She's just like going to town, cooking, like using every square inch of this griddle. And you see servants, they're like trading out almost like as maybe if it's a shift change or something like that. They're just like shoving food in their face, taking a 10-15 minute break, and then just like walking off, and a couple more show up and they sit down and they start eating. And yeah, so you have free range of all the stuff on the other side of the bar, and then she hands over some stuff to you guys. She has, what you asked for, Felix. She's got a couple pieces of bacon. She's got the eggs. She's just got the whole helping, the hash browns and everything. And for Brandagor, she just has like a large omelet. You're not entirely sure what's in it, but it seems to be like packed full of something. It's certainly huge.
Okay.
Well, I dig in.
Yeah, is it to your liking, or?
Yeah, it was excellent. I love breakfast food.
Yeah, what's in this?
Well, like you said, there's a little bit of everything.
Oh, okay.
There's a little mushroom,
I like it.
potato. There's sausage and bacon, and of course the eggs, and little cheese, and she just starts rambling off a whole bunch of stuff. And like you take a bite, and it's just like minced up, like just a myriad of different things. Like there's just all sorts of stuff packed into this.
Okay. I just wolf it down.
Oh yeah, and it is filling, to say the least. It is a huge omelet. It's probably like a foot long.
Jeez.
How much do I owe you for this?
Well, you're Mr. Augusto's guest, of course. It's on the house.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you.
Why? Thank you. I haven't heard one of those in a while. And as she says that, she just stares daggers at the rest of the people at the bar. Well, you're most certainly welcome.
Yes, it is excellent.
So, I'm not exactly sure what to do. I think I'm just gonna hang around and
Yeah, I guess if we've eaten, I'll try to find Gerald. See if he's around.
Yeah, you ask around, and at this point, it at least feels to be like earlier morning time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you ask around, get a hold of a couple of the servants, and it's easy enough. They point you towards his quarters.
Oh, I'm not gonna disturb him in his quarters. If he was up and around, I would grab him. But
They offer to fetch him if you so wish.
no, I'll wait.
All right, 10-4.
Because we're also waiting. We're also waiting for Cleese to wake up as well. So
Right, you may be waiting a while.
Out of character, are we waiting for him to get back from something, or?
Yeah, it seems as though he lost power. So I don't even know what's going on with this group, yo.
Yeah. Wait. He said he was getting weather, right? It's not.
yeah, was it him that was talking about snow and ice and stuff?
It's possible. Hope nothing.
He was up in. He's up in Canada, right?
He's up in Canada, eh?
Yeah. Huh.
Because that's what people from Canada sound like, of course.
Oh yeah.
Everything I learned about Canadian, I learned from South Park.
Which is just about everything there is to know, right?
It's weird when I moved out to Michigan. Like the accent, people have a little bit of a Canadian accent, and it super throws me off at times. I'm like, because there are people who work in Michigan and commute from Canada. Super weird.
Commute to Canada. What do they just stay up there for a few weeks, like some
Mm.
sort of contract
Mm.
labor, subcontract labor or something?
They commute. So I just know of people who commute from Canada to the U.S. and they live close enough to the border in Detroit, where they commute like into Detroit, into Michigan,
That's
and go back
insane.
and live. Yeah, apparently it's
Insane.
like not a bad situation because the way the like conversion what's it called the conversion rate of U.S. to Canada dollars.
Yeah. Although the U.S. dollar is tanking right now.
Yeah, not as good as it was a couple of years ago, but
Yeah.
still.
I only know about that because I do like financials and stuff at work, but that is not D&D. So, yeah. So you guys spent a little while hanging out and pretty much waiting for Cleese or somebody to show up. And as far as you know, you haven't heard from Alan. He was really quiet after the Knoll attack yesterday, and he seemed to just um, go off somewhere by himself. Um, and you haven't seen the young lady that was following you guys around and had a good time with you last night um, at the bar. So it's kind of just you and Branagor at this point, Felix and Branagor.
Yep, the two awkward spellcasters.
Yeah.
That's right.
Take it out. Yeah. So we're we got to meet up with Cleese. We gotta get the stuff from Drawled. Actually, yes. Let's find him, and if we don't get the all the spell requirements, we can go back to the store and get what's left while we're
Okay.
waiting.
I do remember when we were still in Shen. Is that how you say that?
Correct.
Yes.
When I first met Cleese, he said he sleeps for 3 days at a time. So it's strange. I've never met anyone that does that, but maybe he'll be.
I don't think he got that drunk last night, but I wasn't quite there. Either way, I think we have some time to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like we're gonna go and find Gerald. Go to his quarters, I guess.
Okay. Fair enough. So you go to his quarters. You knock on the door. Yes. One moment. And precisely 1 moment later, he comes to the door, cracks it open a little bit. Hi. Yes.
So,
How may I help you? Good morning.
I apologize for disturbing you so early, but I wanted to get some stuff done and leave as soon as Khalees's conscience. Were you able to procure any of those ingredients I asked for?
Well, I do believe I'm going to need at least a little bit of time. I'm good, but I'm not that good.
I see.
Don't tell Mr. Testa, though. Just tell him that I'm not good, please.
Your secret's safe with me. So if since we're going to be heading out quite soon, I think I'm going to be we'll procure the diamond with our own funds for now.
Okay.
And if you
Noted.
could assist.
Oh,
Thank you again.
very well. Do you need a place to procure such diamond, or? Are you...
I believe we found a place that might suffice. I don't know if I remember the name, but I relay it to him.
Very well.
Or describe the
Yes.
place. Yeah.
Yes, that's run by a peculiar fellow.
Yes, he was quite the character.
Yes, the name of the establishment is the Little Cyclops. If that gives you any sort of insight into the little man.
Sounds appropriate.
So, Do let me know if you need anything else. Otherwise, I suppose
Yes.
I'll leave it to you.
Yes. Thank you again.
Of course. You let me know if you need anything.
Yes. Yes, we will do. And I bid my leave.
All right. And he goes back into his quarters and does whatever it is he's doing.
Okay. I guess let's head to the little Cyclops.
Okay.
All right. So you guys, you travel across town, probably like about a half a mile, roughly. Um, doesn't take you that long to get there. Um, and you approach. You see the magic wand, and you do see now that you know it's in smaller print underneath the magic wand. The little Cyclops, that is.
Ah.
Um,
Yes.
and you see the door is slightly ajar.
There's not a sign outside saying the hour is right. It doesn't matter because I don't know the time. Yeah, I nudge open the door and kind of look in.
There's no lights lit in here. It's just very, very dim, like whatever's coming off the street, and the glow of the atmosphere sinks in, but it seems to be lights out.
Hello? Is anyone here?
No response.
Yeah, I cast light to get a little bit more light in here. On, I don't know, like a pebble or something. Something I haven't can hold in my hand.
Okay, fair enough. As you cast light, the room illuminates, and you see you see some movement out of the corner of your eye. Oh, oh! As just a blast of energy whizzes by your head and just poofs up a bookcase that's like right up against the wall. Books go flying.
No need for alarm. I just wanted to purchase something. Hello?
And you just see the gnome individual just like super scruffy hair, like it's all matted to like one side. He's still got drool all over his chin. His spectacles are kind of like cocked, and he's just pointing at you. What time is it? Huh?
I'm not quite sure. The door was open. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see. I must have forgot to lock it. Okay. Rubs at his eyes and his temples a little bit. So, what can I do for you?
I would like to procure a diamond of the 50 GP gold piece standard for magical usage.
Yes, of course. Lower magic grade crystalline diamonds. Yes. Okay, just give me one moment.
Yes.
And he was holding on to something, and he just like puts it on the counter and like he's just rubbing his temple and his eyes, and you can see as he walks away there's just like a giant puddle of drool in the open book he was reading yesterday. Like you can just see from here that it's soaked. And it takes him like 2 or 3 steps to get down his like tiny ladder that leads up to the book, and then he just like saunters down some of the aisles and yes, okay, yeah, and crystalline, okay, diamond, yes, and he's just mumbling to himself as he goes through all the racks and okay, yes, and then he comes out. And he moves his staircase over to like I would say kind of like the checkout area. Like it's just like one flat surface that doesn't have a bunch of crap all over it. And he puts it on.
Yeah.
Is this somewhat what you're looking for, or?
I do believe so. I just make sure it's correct, or as much as I can tell. And
Yeah, I mean it seems to be, and especially because you attended the academy, the institution in Franceport, so you kind of know magical reagents a little bit, and it seems like a standard lower grade magical um, diamond.
yes, that seems about right. 50 gold is what I owe you.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
55.
I pay him the last of the money I got from or no, I still have 10 gold left from that one. Pay him. That's I believe all I needed from now, unless you would like to pitch in Branagor for an identify spell, the components.
Identify? Okay. Let me
I'm
think.
not sure if we're going to be running into magical items in this trip.
Okay. How
Oh.
much would the materials for that cost?
That's 100 gold in total. I have 20 left. I'm not sure. I don't think we want to deplete ourselves early.
True. And I only have 77 right now.
Okay, so it's a moot point anyway.
Well, you do seem to know a little bit about something, anyway. What are you in town for?
We are going to be leaving shortly. We're with Mr. Augusto. We came in as part of the guard for his caravan, and we'll be going off for him in order to figure out a way to deal with the Knoll problem.
Filthy creatures.
Yes, we encountered some on the way over. Wasn't pleasant. I can tell you that.
To say the least. Well, best of luck to you. And should you need anything, you let me know.
Yes, I
must
imagine
say,
we'll
though,
be.
there aren't that many practitioners of the arcane in this region. Where do you come from?
Oh, I hail all the way from Franceport.
Ah. Attend the academy, did you?
For a time, yes.
For
It's,
time.
It
You're
didn't
certainly
work
young.
out as I expected, but I enjoyed some of the time I was there.
Well, don't sweat it. You can always go back. You're still young, of course.
Yes, and I have a number of some books myself. I can self-teach to a certain extent.
Ah, what do you have there? See if I recognize any of them.
I pull out what I have. It's a book of lore. I imagine it's some book I took from the university, something I was studying at the time. Transmutation, perhaps.
Ah, yes.
Sort.
Ah, this is a good one. Aha. Oh, I remember this one, and he's just like at this point he's like going through what you have. Ah, all good, I see. How
Yes.
long did you attend?
Only about two. I believe it was 2 years, 2.5 years.
Ah, then I assume
Not as much as that.
I assume you don't have your license yet. Seems
Ah,
awfully short.
unfortunately, no. Didn't quite work out that way.
Of course. I won't inquire any further, but do let me know. It's rare
Yes,
to see some of our kind in these days.
Yes, especially I haven't spent too much time away from Fransport, but yes, I'll definitely stop back in if we're ever back in Carmont. I imagine we'll be heading to and from as Mr. Augusto is based out of here.
Of course.
And we'll certainly stop back in once I'm in need of some more exuberant magical items.
Well, do me a favor, if you will.
Yes.
If you do run into any of these creatures, I have heard they have certain demonic enchantment to them, if you will.
I hadn't heard that.
Yes, from my readings anyway. So possibly, if you could bring back one or two, or some blood, or anything really, just for studying, of course.
I'm not quite sure if we could get a whole one back, but if you had some vials or something I could store the blood, I could certainly do that, or any specific parts. I'm sure we could bring some back.
Ah, of course. Yes. Hold on. And he runs over back to his shelf and goes through, and he just kind of like sticks his arm out and like just lets a whole bunch of them kind of like fall into, like, he uses his shirt to catch them, and then he goes over and he gets a little satchel and throws them all in. There's probably a good like dozen or so of various shapes and sizes. He brings them back. So we'll hear whatever you can get, and as for parts, if you can't bring back a whole one, I mean really anything. Organs, eyes are always good. Tongue, claws, you know.
Yes, I think we can do that. I imagine we'll be running into some at some point during this, even though this is intended to be a scouting venture. Yes, I'll bring back what I can.
Of course. And you, big, large sir.
Yes, I believe my name is Big Man in these parts.
Speaking of which, what is yours?
Oh, of course. My name is Virgil. Virgil Baron at your service.
Virgil Baron.
Nice to meet your acquaintance. And
yes.
What is yours?
Oh, sorry. I get caught up at times. My name is Felix. Felix Loran.
Felix Rand. Pleasure.
Likewise.
Well, for you, big man, if you just hold tight, I do have something for you. It has been a long time since I've gotten to speak to somebody else of the arcane nature. It's gotten me excited.
Yes, it's been a little while myself.
He goes around the corner, around the counter, I should say. He brushes past you to the books that he like scattered all over the floor with his blast, and he rummages through them for a second and kind of takes a dustier one and like pats it off and blows it off, whatever. He waves his hand over it and it just essentially cleans itself. He uses prestidigitation on it, and he hands it to you, Branagor. To assist you with your herbs and such. I assume maybe you're practicing some alchemy or something of that nature. You and your friend here.
Oh, yes, I wanted to just try to see about getting into that.
Of course. Ah, I remember the days. I couldn't have been much older than you, still around. Um. Well, anyway, I digress. Hopefully it will suit you well, as it's all up here now. And he taps his head.
Well, thank you very much. How much would you like for this book?
Just the fact that you get to use it, and that it will no longer be a dusty tome, will suffice.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what to say.
And if you see any ingredients in that book, and you have extras, you can always bring them back or show me what you learned. Again, there's not too many of our kind around here. It does get lonely and boring, to say the least.
I will do. I will try to. I will look out for some extra herbs or whatever I can find, and bring it back if and see if we're interested in it.
That would be much obliged. Thank you.
And what book did he give me? It's a alchemy book.
Yeah. Just so I know, what languages can you read?
Let me click this. And also Sylvan.
Okay.
I guess I should put them in one thing.
Either way, hold on here. Gotta get to the right window. Yeah, so no problem. It is actually in Elven, and it roughly translates to the Herbalist's Guide to this and that.
Okay, cool. I wrote that down.
I should say it's the art of alchemy, and then like the subtitle is Herbalist's Guide to this and that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Of course. Now, could I invite you both for a cup of tea or possibly a snack? I don't know what we have, but I don't know. You can tell me about your travels and talk the arcane arts.
I think we have time for that.
Sure. I just ate, but I'd love some tea.
Yes, we did have quite the breakfast, but tea sounds nice.
Excellent. All right, follow me. And he walks out back. Um, you see, there's his counter, and then off to like the left of his counter, there's various shelves. There's essentially like 3 walls worth of bookcases that wrap around, and then kind of behind where his counter was, it goes straight back, and he leads you out back there. And he takes you just to like a small dining area. It looks like it's pretty much made for like one person, and you can just see like there's all sorts of crap just piled around. There's like boxes half opened, and you see just like random vials. A couple of them are just broken, and just a whole bunch of random stuff. He just waves his hand, and the whole room illuminates. And then he goes over and kind of, he has a bunch of these ladders hanging around so he can like step up and do things like normal people level. And he goes in his pantry and he's like pulling out various things. And okay, here we are. Pulls out a small dish and proceeds to make you guys tea. So, Felix, was it, Mr. Laurent? How
Yes.
long have you been out of the academy?
Oh, it's only been a couple of weeks now, if that. It was a bit of a rush. Yeah, it's only been a week or two.
Or two?
Yeah, that's about right. How long have it
Were
been? A week to get from? Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, were you, did you leave of your own volition, or?
Yes and no. I made a number of decisions while I was there that, were both due to members of the academy themselves, and my own that led to me being kicked out, as it were. Yes. So a little background. I was very poor when I was young, and orphan, as it will, until I was adopted. And being young and interested in the arts, and of that, it was most of my early talents were self-taught through books I acquired through various means, and from my later through my adoptive father.
Was he too? Was he an arcanist?
Yes, of a sort. He wasn't anything special. He owned the bookstore, one of many that supplied the university.
Well, there are several. It's possible I even know him.
Yes, I mean, likely not, but Rendry was his name. He was let's see, he was a gnome. Yes, a gnome by the name of Rendry.
Rendry. It does sound awfully familiar. Do you share a last name with him?
No, unfortunately not. It was Rendry. I didn't make a last name for him.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
well, maybe I know him. Maybe I don't. There are quite a few gnomes in the region. In that area, anyway.
Rendry. Knackle. Yes, that was it. Rendry Knackle.
Mr. Knackle. Now, how could I forget a name like that? Of course I know Mr. Knackle.
Do you? He's... I'm thinking about it, I do feel bad. I left rather quickly, and only with a brief goodbye.
Well, if it's the old Knackle I used to know, I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Oh yes, I'm sure.
I do remember I used to visit many of the bookstores around there, around the academy. But, after I got my license, I decided to settle into old Kermont. The most lifeless of cities.
It is a bit, yes, there's... I remember some saying, something made of stone. I don't know. There's something there.
Lifeless and lightless to me. How are you ever supposed to know what time it is around here?
Yes. I imagine it's very early morning. but I've been thrown off so much.
It does take some getting used to. Indeed.
Is there any indication, or are you using some sort of timekeeping device, or?
Oh yes, I have several. And he rolls up his sleeve and he has like 4 watches on, and they're all set, like they look like they're set differently. Yeah, seeing here it's about roughly yes, precisely 10:30, 10:32, give or take.
Oh, okay, it's not that bad. Apologies again for waking you up.
No need, no need. The books are the only ones I get to talk to these days, so any company is welcome.
Yes, seeing this city a little bit, I can see how you could not get that much business in here of our variety.
Yes, they certainly have their uses for me, of course, considering my shop is as stocked as it is, but even then it's not quite the volume I was hoping.
I could see that. Well, hopefully, if everything works out well with Mr. Augusto, we'll be back in and out often enough.
Has your business been dwindling because of the knoll attacks? If we were to take care of them, then perhaps it'll pick up a bit.
Possibly. It's hurt quite a bit of the trade, but you know, times of war and all, magic is a necessity.
Always in demand. As I said, back in Transport, it was always a magical license from the university was a guaranteed job. So they sold it.
Ain't that the truth? So you guys go back and forth for a little while. You're trading pleasantries, and he asks you stories about, where you're from and how you got there. He tells a few of his own, mostly tales from towards you, Felix, about when he was at the university and he pulled, his youthful antics, or had a teacher that he really hated, or just various random stuff. And you guys passed probably a good hour or so. And at that point, he's kind of sipping on his tea, and when he notices, it seems my tea has grown cold here. Is there anything you need to be doing? Do you need to leave, or?
Yes, I think we should probably be heading back. I imagine Cleese will be awake within the hour.
Cleese.
At some point.
The more brutish individual?
Yes. He's a bit of a character.
Yeah, charmer.
Yes, he was quite asleep when we left. Quite deep in, and we were hoping to get everything out of the way before he woke up, so we could leave at that point.
True, and luckily, I believe it's going to be at least a week before we have to rendezvous.
Yes, we have some time to kill, but it would be good to get there a little early in case anything
he said about 2
happens.
weeks, and it's gonna take at least like a few days to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll give Cleese plenty of time to sleep. He should be out for like another 2 days, right?
I don't think it'll be that much.
From what you've heard,
Right.
anyway.
Yes, hopefully not. Hopefully we can leave today.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, very well then. I will.
thank you for the tea.
Of course, anytime.
Brigham.
Anytime.
Yes, and thank you for the book. I am going to get a lot of use out of this.
I would hope so. It's not doing me any good here. Just sitting and collecting dust like everything else.
Well, hopefully we'll be back. Everything with the nose goes right, we'll be back, and I'll hopefully have some good Knoll parts for you.
Of course. I hope so. Well, I wish you luck on all of your endeavors. And whether or not you get the parts, do come back and say hello, at least from time to time.
Oh yes, we will.
Excellent.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right. I fare thee well.
We head out.
Great. So I will leave it up to you guys if there's anything else that you want to do, or role play, or whatnot. Or if you're just gonna wait for Cleese. And I mean, being that it's 11 o'clock, if you'd like to wrap it up early, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that might be the best bet if he doesn't come right back, unless you have something you want to do.
Not gameplay wise, or there's nothing I want to try to progress. I just want to hang out in the kitchen and try to learn how to make that good food.
Okay.
Let me find.
That's fine. Go ahead and make a just make a straight up intelligence check. Actually, no, it would be a wisdom. Yeah, make a wisdom check. Yeah, you did learn a couple of things actually. DC was 10. So he teaches you how to use herbs in certain ways
Oh,
to get certain flavor combinations out of different meats, and he's kind of just throwing a lot of different information at you, and you seem to retain most of it.
okay.
Just like, oh, if you use this and that together, it brings out this sort of flavor. It's best paired with this sort of meat, and mostly towards like meat dishes, and then some like how to cook in the vegetables with it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
I
like.
just
Oh no, continue.
I'm just gonna say just for I'll just write down like I kind of learn some basics about meats and vegetables.
Yeah,
Okay.
enough to be at the level of like you're somewhat competent of certain things. I mean, I'm sure like in your culture, like unless it's designed that way, that you cook food. I don't know if you eat meats and stuff, or I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah, I but it's even it's basicer than what I'm trying to learn here. Like I do eat like small game, rabbits and deer and stuff. But it's like I know how to kill it. I know how to skin it, I just take the meat and cook it with and just eat it like that. So there's no like there's nothing extra to it. So it's
Right.
very basic.
Yeah, so you get a lot of like if you pair it with these sorts of spices and in this certain way, and just kind of like a brief overview on a couple of things. I mean, you're not going to learn like all of, culinary skills in one teaching session, but he takes the time to go over it with you, and he's like, the whole kind of kitchen staff is like preparing the next meal already because they have to prepare it ahead of time. So
Okay.
he's just like, yeah, and then we let it sit like this for several hours and blah 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 blah. He's just explaining a bunch of information, and you absorb enough of it to be like, oh yeah, these spices go in this way and things of that nature.
Okay. That's all I really had in mind.
All right. Well, we didn't get to any sort of like battle stuff or anything like that, unfortunately. So I only ended up playing this one track, but I made a bunch of playlists, all using tabletop audio, which is super awesome. I emailed the guy to make sure it was cool to use this stuff on a stream, and he makes all this stuff for free. So
That's
if you're
cool.
wondering where I got the stuff, or if you want to like DM your own games or use it, it's really good to even listen to, like if you're writing or whatever. Just figured I'd give him a throw out. Not that a lot of people are gonna watch this, but if there is anybody watching it, check it out. Tabletop audio.
Cool.
Well, alright guys, well it was fun. Sorry that we had all the difficulties today and last week actually, but hopefully
We're just having good luck with these.
yeah, I'm hoping that things smooth out next week because yeah, I don't think we're gonna run into egg again at this point, and hopefully everybody's schedules line up and we figure out what was going on with radio, because
Yeah.
you know, it's unfortunate, especially for the couple of players that are like super excited about it, you know.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, have a nice night, guys, and I'll see you next week, and hopefully we can get everybody together.
Yeah, it was
All
fun
right.
regardless. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, same here.
Cool. Yeah, make sure you guys let me know like what I did good and what I did bad. I usually like to hear like at least one of each.
Oh yeah, I forgot to respond to that.
No, it's fine. It's just like I know I'm not perfect, you know, but I like to hear when I do a good job. It's like, okay, keep doing that, and when I do a bad job, like, okay, don't do that. So.
Oh, and likewise, if you have any suggestions or stuff like that, my way. Once again, this is like my first time being in an actual like campaign, trying to roleplay a character with some sort of remote depth.
Yeah, of course. And I just have to say though, so far, you've done a great job. Alifim, you've done a good job. Radio, he's done a really good job.
Yeah.
Like being like good into the roleplay, and even Ed, because I've played other games with Ed and I didn't think he would be a super great role player at first, but I just think like the character choice he has, it works really well. So
Yeah, if he had tried to be a more serious character, I could see it not been great, but who he is, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it works out.
really well for him. So I'm pretty bummed. So yeah, we've had some technical difficulties and like some people, whatever difficulties, but I'm hoping that that goes away because I see some really good opportunities for some really fun role playing and seeding some adventures.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, in that case, I'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll get to some tension points and some cool stuff.
Can I ask real quick before?
Of course. Yep.
Are we still going to be level 1 next week?
No, you guys can go ahead and level up to 2. That's fine. That was
Okay.
my plan. Was that there's going to be a lot of role play in this session, and that you may or may not get to some sort of battling, obviously depending on what you guys do. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and level up to 2, and we'll let everybody else know in the Discord.
Okay. And about the, I know you want to take off, but just about the role play, that's what I prefer more. I mean, if there's combat, I love combat too, but like I kind of like it when the role play leads to the combat.
Yeah, me too.
So
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I don't really just throw in random combat. For the most part, the only time is maybe like if you're traveling, especially if it's in a dangerous zone, or like I explained before, um, if you roll a 6 on the d6, then you get an encounter. But besides that,
And that's combat that kind of adds to the world.
right,
It gives them more feeling.
yeah, that's more of like the world is dangerous outside of this few civilized areas. So the chances of you running into something, you know, could be good.
Yeah, sorry for bringing that up. I just wanted to let you know I love the roleplay. And yeah, sometimes I'm quiet, I know, but I like listening.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think you're doing a really good job so far.
And imagine we'll
And
get a bit more confident in it as we go along.
Yeah.
I mean, the kicker too is like, okay, so we have a lot of new players. That's one. And then we've never
Yeah.
played together before. That's two. And then we're playing on Roll20, which most of us have not played before. Like I've run some one shots in, and I played as a player in a game. But so we're kind of like, oh, how does everything work? You know, that's three. And then we've had all these difficulties where like people are late, or they can't show up, or they have to leave, or whatever. So I mean, especially considering
Yeah.
all those things, I think everybody's done an awesome job so far, and I can't complain. And like I said, I'm not gonna just arbitrarily throw combat at you guys. It's definitely gonna be more of a roleplay thing. But I am glad. Like that's why I asked on the forums initially, like, you know, hey, looking for players that want to play an RP heavy game, because I just enjoy that style of play more.
Yeah.
So, and you can always bring up questions or comments to me whenever, you know, because I want to make sure that you're having a good time, everybody's having a good time, and you know, if I'm doing something, or if other people are doing something that you're not cool with, or if you're like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool if we could do something like this. Like I can't guarantee like we're gonna stop what we're doing, but yes, we're gonna do like what you want, but definitely gonna try and make sure everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
So don't be scared to ask questions or have comments or whatever.
Okay.
So all right, and I think
Uh,
unless do you guys want to do like leveling up stuff? Because if you want to, I can stop the stream and we can do that.
I was just going through that as we were. But before we end it, if I'm going to level up, might as well spend the hour to cast Find Familiar.
Sure, do it.
Yeah. I actually should pick a token for it too. Going with an owl.
Classic.
Oh, good. I'll have
Might
someone
as
to
well.
talk to.
There
And you
go.
brought it up earlier, and I don't know. It would have been nice if
Perfect.
Morning was here, but that works still.
It's all right.
For leveling, I don't think. Do I need to do anything if I'm just going to take the average? I don't. For HP, I don't need to roll for anything else, do I?
You don't have to roll, but there's other choices involved. So hold on, let me stop the stream. So anybody
Oh, okay.
that's watching, listening, what have you, um, thanks for watching and listening. Blah blah blah. Hopefully see you next week, and there won't be any bad stuff